Hello everybody, this is True Crime Podcast from the Hybrid Warfare Analytical Group at Ukraine Crisis Media Center, where we take on Russian propaganda and discuss hybrid threats and influence tools they use. Today we will discuss the trilateral initiative of Bulgaria, Turkey and Romania to clear mines in the Black Sea. The operation, according to Bulgarian Defense Minister Todor Tagarev, aims to create a security belt for civilian shipping. The importance of this format is driven by the need to secure a corridor for Ukrainian grain exports. Also, we want to analyse the strategic impact on the regional security situation and Ukraine's potential role in facilitating the operation. What factors enabled the operation to take place? Civilian shipping in the Black Sea has been severely restricted since the start of the full-scale invasion. Last spring, the Russian command, hoping to land near Odessa, operated close to the coast. However, following the sinking of the flagship cruiser Moskva, the loss of control of Sminy Island, and Ukraine's successful use of cruise missiles and water-based drones, Russia was forced to relocate the majority of its warships from Crimea to Novorossiysk. As a result, the Russian Navy's capabilities to conduct operation in the Black Sea's western and northern western waters are now nearly equal. Thus, the navies of Bulgaria, Romania and Turkey were able to operate in conditions where direct contact with the Russian Black Sea fleet was unlikely. However, according to the comment of Maxim Palamarchuk, a researcher at the National Institute of Strategic Studies,
it is unlikely that the decision to start a demining operation is a direct consequence of the successful strikes by the defense forces of Ukraine against the Black Sea fleet of the Russian Federation, but they definitely had a positive effect on its adoption as they reduced the risk of a collision with Russian ships for NATO ships.
Therefore, the actions of the Ukrainian military really had a positive effect on this opportunity. Still, the more important factor was the position of NATO's Black Sea forces and systematic provocations by the Russian Federation, in particular against Romania. This operation is sufficiently a firm response from the alliance, which will decide the future fate of the region. International security implications. The Grain Agreement, signed on July 22, 2022, allowed civilian vessels to sail between Odessa and the Bosphorus, with almost no restrictions to export Ukrainian agricultural products. However, the security umbrella for Ukrainian ports was highly shaky, as Russia manipulated its participation in the agreement regularly. The Kremlin eventually backed out of the grain deal on July 17, 2023, and began to threaten civilian shipping. According to British intelligence, Russia is attempting to shift responsibility onto Ukraine. Bulgaria, Romania and Turkey's Black Sea mine countermeasures squadron operations in the region are critical to ensuring global food security. According to statistics, NATO's mine clearance operation helped to increase shipping in the grain corridor in the second half of October. This is very interesting, especially in the context of the fact that Vladimir Putin stated at a press conference with Erdogan that
the Russian Federation ensured the security of the grain corridor, and Ukraine used the humanitarian corridor for terrorist attacks. The West deceived Russia about the humanitarian nature of the grain agreement.
This statement was almost a direct threat to ships moving with Ukrainian grain, regardless of the fact under which it was carried. This is especially important for the Turkish leadership, which promotes itself as a provider of food security to Africa and Asia. At the same time, the Green Corridor's well-coordinated operation reduces the likelihood of potential migration crises, which Russia frequently manipulates. It is also worth noting that the Black Sea trio's mine action contradicts Kremlin anti-NATO propaganda. The humanitarian focus of the Black Sea Allies operation renders accusations of expansion of the aggressive NATO bloc in the Black Sea absurd. Furthermore, such an operation reinforces President Zelensky's position on continuing the Black Sea Grain Initiative in a trilateral format, with or without Russia's participation. What is the significance of NATO's demining mission? According to Bloomberg, one of the goals of the Bulgaria, Romania and Turkey's joint activity in the Black Sea is to demonstrate the participating countries' ability to address security challenges independently. Given the Black Sea's region's strategic importance and the ongoing conflict between Ukraine and Russia, this operation could significantly increase the alliance interest in the region. It should be noted that the operation is essential and an essential component of practicing the interaction of NATO Black Sea navies in the context of the sea becoming a theatre of operations between Ukraine and Russia. The activities of this joint minesweeping squadron also helps NATO gain a better understanding of the operational situation in the region. The former NATO Allied Forces Europe commander, James Stavridis, stated that,
"Fortunately, the UN wouldn't be able to take a lead role because of Russia's ability to veto anything coming out of the Security Council. So the mission would likely be undertaken either by the North Atlantic Treaty Organization or by a coalition of the willing led by the US.
However, this would involve NATO partners in a war between Russia and Ukraine, which would contradict NATO's strategic policy. NATO allies have already the means in their arsenal to influence the region's security without posing a specific threat to the alliance. First and foremost, we are discussing the aerial reconnaissance using drones such as the MQ-9 Reaper. As a result, a successful mine countermeasures operation will demonstrate that the alliance should pay more attention to the Black Sea region. The role of Ukraine in shaping the Black Sea security space. In the future, Ukraine may propose joining the trilateral grouping of Bulgaria, Romania and Turkey. The format of Ukraine's participation will be determined by a number of factors, including the dynamics of hostilities and the positions of other participants. It is noteworthy that Ukraine has repeatedly shown its desire to participate in such activities. Furthermore, the Ukrainian General Staff stated that
our sailors are now continuing their training abroad and are actively preparing for the time when the threat of the Russian occupation fleet will eventually be neutralized, and Ukrainian waters can be cleared of mines. Until then, full interoperability with our Western partners in accordance with NATO standards is critical.
This operation is appropriate in the context of Ukraine's Euro-Atlantic integration. However, Russian manipulation is risky, increasing the Black Sea partners' skepticism about such an operation. The Ukrainian Navy will require advanced naval capabilities such as mine countermeasure ships, unmanned underwater vehicles, and integrated surveillance systems to effectively contribute to this initiative. The above-mentioned Maxim Palamarchuk said,
Ukraine has already received 2 send-on minesweepers from the UK and is expected to receive 2 more ships of the same type from the Netherlands. There have been reports of other partner countries, including Germany, transferring underwater unmanned aerial vehicles suitable for mine action. However, if the unmanned vehicles can be delivered by land, the passage of ships is only possible after the end of hostilities, according to the Montreal Convention.
Indeed, the Montreal Convention establishes several critical conditions for naval activities in the Black Sea. The first, due to restrictions imposed on non-Black Sea countries, tonnage, class of ships, time spent in the Black Sea, etc., NATO cannot increase its direct presence in the Black Sea. And secondly, the Kremlin cannot recover its irreversible losses of the Black Sea fleet until the end of hostilities and Ankara's decision to open the Bosphorus to Russian warships. After all, it is in Turkey's better interest to keep the Black Sea an exclusive zone of interest for Black Sea states, thereby limiting third-party interference in the region's affairs. Of course, Russia will use this appearance and activities of ships from other NATO countries to confirm the narrative of an aggressive NATO bloc. Therefore, in the medium term, Ukraine must focus on its own capabilities to limit the presence of the Russian Black Sea fleet in the Black Sea. Let's sum up. The lack of a collective NATO response to the Kremlin's immediate threats has prompted the alliance's Black Sea trio to consolidate due to clear common security interests. The Demining initiative benefits regional security and countries in the so-called Global South that rely on Ukraine for food supplies. As a result, it benefits the information component of the international conflict in the Black Seas. It is noteworthy that Ukraine's successful efforts to weaken and limit the Russian fleet's operational area prompted Black Sea NATO states to act on a demining operation. This is an example of Ukraine and the alliance working together strategically. Ukraine's potential participation in the trilateral initiative will necessitate advanced naval capabilities to contribute to regional security. The Mine Action Mission exemplifies how NATO allies and Ukraine can work together to stabilize and secure the Black Sea region.